There's a few choice dates that pushed them. And the monster day, to me, the first time that they really started to thinking they better get into dance, was when Ali fought Holmes. I want to say that that's 1980. Well, Ali, great comeback, great champion. He's going to fight Larry Holmes, Caesar's Palace. They build this stadium in the back. They do all these things. And boxing matches, I'm not sounding my age again, but there was about a 15-year period in Nevada where it was the golden age of boxing here. It was just, I mean, it wasn't like waiting for Pacquiao and Mayweather to fight and might never fight. There was a big fight every 4 months. It kept coming and coming and coming, and everybody wanted to come to be a part of this magnificent weekend. Holmes opened a 3-1 favorite. Don't hold me to that, but I know he was a substantial favorite over Ali. Ali was the aging champion who most people knew he was going to have a tough time winning this fight. But the allegiance to Ali was through the roof. We literally had 4 windows open the day of the fight, and they stretched from the sports book at the Barbary Coast out the door to Flamingo Road. They just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, 8 out of 10 tickets was on Ali, because everybody who was a fan, or every little guy in the world, whether he was a porter or a 21 dealer or a Keno runner, wanted to bet on Ali. But with that also came big money also. And the big money came from the people who were staying at the MGM, staying at the Dunes, staying at Caesar's Palace. They all came over to the Barbary Coast to make that bet on that fight. It was just person and ticket and congestion and a feel that, like, if you were associated at all with any part of the casino, that you wanted to be a part of this. You always wanted to say, I was there that night, I was there that day. In those days, remember, also in those days, if you had chips from neighboring casinos, you just came and they would honor them. They would just, you could make a bet, would keep the chips or whatever, and vice versa all around town. And so they would have what they called on Monday a chip run. You would take all your chips to the other casinos, they would cash them in there, and they would bring their chips to your place and you cashed in, you know, vice versa. And we had all these chips from other casinos. And then, you know, maybe, I'm just guessing, maybe on a normal weekend you might take 10,000 worth of chips to Caesars to cash in, but now you're taking $400,000 worth of chips, and it's like, what the hell's all these chips doing at the Barbary Coast? They could tolerate 10,000 because it wasn't a big deal. You must remember that the Barbary Coast, the big hotels didn't want Michael to stick to a little hotel there. Then we opened the sportsbook when we opened the casino. And again, it didn't take a genius to figure out real long where all these people coming from. Where all they're coming from. They're coming from the MGM, they're coming from the Dunes, they're coming from Caesars, they're coming from Flamingo. You couldn't make a bet there. Major time in the casino industry that involved racing sports that the lid flew off when these events, the little hotel that could on the corner was whacking out the big ones. So I think from 83 to 90, and this is just a guess, but I think I heard this somewhere, or remember reading it, that there was 20 books in the whole state, and by 1990 there were like 140 books in the whole state. So, you know, once the dike opened, they just went through the roof and everybody had one. You had to have one, or you got left on the wayside. So it was a fun time.